Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Right now I wanted to talk to you, the diabetics out there, and offer you some help of how you, every once in a while I get people to say, I want to quit taking my medicine. So I wanted to give you some ways that you can help your body heal so that you can do that. First of all, you always have to remember that your food is your medicine. So whatever you're putting into your body, you're either healing or poisoning yourself. So the best way to start healing is to get off your high protein diets, even though your doctor is telling you you need protein, okay? Once you're healed, maybe down the road you can have a little protein now and again, if that's what you need or if that's what you like, but you don't have to have it to live, okay? And proteins are very acidic and they're very destructive to your tissues. So, but for the person who is diabetic, has been a diabetic for a very long time, maybe you have high blood pressure. So I have different formulas that I recommend on my Wellevate account. And I have a Wellevate and a Fullscript, so you can, they're actually merged now, but they still have two websites. So sometimes one will have a product that maybe the other one doesn't have. So, and I don't think their prices are always the same, but probably pretty close. Anyway, what you have to understand through about diabetes is that or type 2 diabetes is that it's not all about insulin and it's not all about your pancreas, okay? So when your body does not metabolize sugars, it can be insulin issue, but it can also be an adrenal issue because your adrenal glands are involved in the process of metabolizing your sugars, metabolizing minerals and things like that. So your adrenal glands create steroids that help in the metabolism, and that's the breaking down and the usage of different things in your foods. So you don't only want to think about the pancreas. So it's kind of a multi thing. And what you need to understand too, that I always recommend a high fruit diet because fruit, the fruit sugars are simple and they don't need insulin to enter the cells and give you energy. But if your adrenal glands are low and you're eating fruit, for a person whose adrenal glands are crashed, which are a lot of people, then that is going to raise your blood sugar because you are not metabolizing the sugars. You're not able to metabolize them. So it's a twofold thing. A lot of diabetics do very well going straight on sugar, or not straight on sugar, straight on fruit. Okay, if your adrenal glands are healthy, you can do that. But that's the goal. You want to get to where you can eat a lot of fruit. Fruit is so good for you. Fruit is so energetic and has the most energy. It is very astringent. It starts pulling out poisons. So that would be the goal. However, if you're not at that place where you can do that yet, you can start with vegetables and maybe some green drinks, have salads and a little bit of fruit. Start there and then work your way up. But I wanted to also show you some of what I would recommend, okay, for different scenarios. Okay, this is for the person who has no energy, okay? The person who is got low blood pressure, no energy throughout the day. You know, low blood pressure always ends up being high blood pressure because it's just a certain stage of what condition your adrenal glands are in. But for that person, you probably too, if you look in, were able to see deep enough into your eyes, you would have rings, those nerve rings. So your adrenal glands are involved in your nervous system. So your whole nervous system is down and it doesn't have the energy to give you the blood pressure in normal. Your top number, 125, 130 is okay. But we want your bottom number, which represents the kidneys, to be at least like around 75. That would be ultimate. So your top number is your adrenal glands and your neurotransmitters, your electrical system of your body. Your bottom number represents the kidneys. Okay, so how much pressure and how much water is retaining in the system and not draining. So for the person who's really tired, here's how I recommend the adrenal formulas, okay, for your adrenal glands and sugar metabolism part is an adrenal formula. This is the one that I have right now, but there are other ones that are good too. Adrenal gland, it's a glandular, okay? So if you're really low, like say your blood pressure stays down like 105 over something, you can use this, or maybe your blood pressure is all over the place. So when your blood pressure is low, you want to take 1 or 2 of these. Watch your blood pressure. You need to check it. You can't just, and your blood sugar, you can't just do this and stay on your medicine, because when you start changing your diet and you start adding these things, your blood sugar and your blood pressure is going to change. So you can't stay on the amount of medicine that you're on. So you'll want to work with your doctor, okay? So once you start healing, you could just call your doctor and say, hey, my blood sugar was only 100 today, and it's been that way for like a week in a row, or 5 days in a row, or 3 days in a row. Should I still be taking as much insulin as I'm taking? And let your doctor work with you. So anyway, this is for the person that has usually low blood pressure, or your blood pressure is all over the place, okay? So you would want some glandulars. Now you're just gonna take them for a while and then try to get off the glandulars because they are a protein, but the gland will help your gland repair, and it will help do the job that your adrenal glands aren't able to do yet. Okay, so that's good for a period of time. Eventually you'll want to get off of these too, okay? But you know, you have to, everybody's different. Keep an eye on yourself. And then after you've started healing and you've been on it for a while, you can start tapering off. And it depends on how ill you are and how far you've gone, and if, you know, how sick you've been. You could taper off, go off of them for a day or two, get back on for a few days, go off of them, and then titrate back and forth until your body's able to work and give you the energy, and your blood pressure's in a good place on its own, okay? So that's one thing. So that's for a person with low blood pressure. So this is another tonic that I use. This is a liquid tonic, and it has maca, and it has rhodiola and ashwagandha in it. Okay, I like this one, see? You should write these things down so that you can go into the store and purchase them. So Vitatica, everything that I give you, I try my best to find things that are organic or wild crafted. Not everything is going to say organic, even though they do it because it costs them so much. So I always do research to the companies, and I look and I find out if they're growing organic, even though they don't maybe have it certified organic, because it costs so much. Now, I don't have, like every product this company makes, because not everything, they have some isolated ingredients, and I'm not going to recommend those to you. But this is a really good formula. It's an overall hormonal formula, adrenal formula. Your maca is really good for the whole endocrine system, the whole hormone system. So I would do this in the daytime, and then if you have low blood pressure, I would do this at night, because these are your B vitamins. Even though it says brain and memory, okay, these are basically, these herbs have B vitamins in them, okay? So you will sleep really good, and your brain memory, because your adrenal glands are what promote your neurotransmitters. So you're thinking your nervous system, like I was saying, if you have rings in your eyes, your myelin sheaths are down, you want to start repairing that thing. So this is good for sleep. So basically these two are the same as this in one formula. Now this is what I recommend for somebody who has high blood pressure. I do not recommend the glandular for the high blood pressure person, okay? But this is basically got everything that these have got in one formula, and you can take those during the day. Because I recommend this at night, this one at night, because the B vitamins, they are very calming. And if your blood pressure is low and you tend to get tired, it will make you sleepy. So that's why I break it up into two things. So you'll sleep good at night, but you still get all those good B vitamins. Well, with this formula, this is more for the stressed person who runs hot with the blood pressure a little bit high, okay? At least 2 a day, at least 2 of these a day, maybe 4. 2 to 4 a day, because this has all your adrenal formula, all your adrenal herbs and the B vitamin herbs and all that in it, okay? So 2 of these. And then to support the pancreas, because your pancreas is, obviously not working really good, you can do a glandular for that. This is not the only brand. This is a good brand. These are kind of like the 2 brands that I mainly use. But there's another brand on there that I have in my favorites also that you can use those too. And just one with each meal, okay? And then the Gymnema. This is a herb that helps heal the pancreas, and it's very good for the liver also. It's called they call it the sugar killer, okay? So it takes away, if you use it long enough, it takes away cravings for sweets. Okay, so it'll help with all that craving that you're having for all those sweets. Plus, when you start eating fruit, man, that's sweet. So you really don't want the cakes and the things like that. So anyway, one of these twice a day, or with each meal. One of these with each meal. So here, let's just go over that again. Okay, for the diabetic with high blood pressure, what I would promote, or I think would be useful for you, is these. If you can't afford both, just do these, okay? But if you want to really add to it, do these. And eventually, this is another glandular, so you eventually will want to get off that, okay? So the diabetic with high blood pressure you would be using. If you had everything for your diabetes and you're trying to get off that medicine, these are the 3 ones that I would recommend. And it doesn't have to be this brand. I've got a couple of brands, okay? So 2 to 4 of these a day, probably closer to 4 if you have high blood pressure, okay? And then watch your blood pressure, because guess what? When your adrenal glands start being healthy and everything, that starts to go down too. So you want to watch your medicine on that, okay? And then the person with low blood pressure, that you're tired all the time, but you have to take a nap all the time. This, okay, for the pancreas. These are your adrenal gland support. This one during the day, and this one before you go to bed at night. These 2 are the same as this for the high blood pressure person, but this is for the low blood pressure person, okay? Daytime, right before bed for good sleep. And that kind of gives you a little bit of everything. And then this in addition. So you've got 2 glandulars, and 2 liquids, okay? Eventually you want to get off those glandulars. We don't want to be on glandulars forever, but what I'm finding is that people's bodies are so torn down, it takes a while, but you can titrate off of those, okay? And then if you want to go all out and you can afford it, the Gym Nema is really good. All right, this is also another good brand of product. Okay, so hey, you guys, send me your questions, linda@goodnewshealthsolutions.com, and I'll try to answer whatever questions you have. There'll be a link to my Wellevate account in there. What you do is you go in and you open up, create your own account. You can send me an email saying, hey, I opened up a Wellevate account. My name is this. I opened up a Wellevate account. I'll go in and I'll give you another 10%. So everybody who creates a Wellevate account gets 10% off every order, okay? But if you tell me that you created one, I'll go in and I'll give you another 10%. So you'll get a 20% off every order and everything you ever buy. What I want you to understand though is that I don't own Wellevate, okay? And they will send product. They will, email you product things. I'm not endorsing that. I only endorse the things that are my favorites. So when you open up your Wellevate account, you're looking, say you want to look for adrenal. Well, I believe it's up in the left-hand corner. I'm not sure. It should say Linda's favorite. Okay, you should be able to see the favorites that I've already chosen. They should come up first. You can also go in that I have protocols. I have just my favorite herbs and things in one protocol. I have digestive protocols. I have different kinds of foot protocols. So you can check those out. I have the basic four, the big four protocols. So that's for anybody that just wants to get started on a program. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please, like I said, email me, Linda@GoodNewsHealthSolutions. I'm really happy you came, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks.